Welcome to DAYZ. Today we're talking about horticulture, or as you may know it, farming or gardening. We're going to need seeds, and secondly, we're going to need something to put water in. It doesn't have to be a jerry can. It could be obviously a canteen, water bottle, glass bottle, or if it's just raining, the rain from the sky could also water all of the soil that we're going to be seeing here. And we're going to be needing something to till the land, which is one of these three items: the farming hoe, the pickaxe, or the shovel. We can either find a greenhouse like this, or I can left click with a farming hoe in my hand and I could dig a garden plot. And like I said, you could do this with any of the items. And also, if you want to remove it after you're done maybe growing crops and you're doing it near your base, you could also remove the garden plot so that no one knows that you're doing it if they just walk by. The same way that we built the garden plot out here, we also have to do that to the greenhouse. So we have to take our gardening tool and we have to go and dig garden plot. After you finish digging the gardening plot, you'll see these little black little circles that pop up. Essentially, you prepared a location to plant the seeds. So now that I have my seeds here, I'm going to walk over to my garden plot and I'm just going to look at each one and plant. I need zucchini! After we have planted all of our seeds, we're going to need something that can hold water, and we're going to need a water source. And this can be a lot of different things. It could be water from a stream. So if we come down here and there's a stream right down there, right? I could use that water right there. I could also use water from a fountain. So I could just go over to this guy and fill her up. So now that we have our jerry can, first off, I'm going to take a little sip. We're going to go over to each spot that we planted a seed, and we're going to water it. Hold. Going to take a little bit of water. Boop. Water it. And as we see, the little stick is going to pop up. That's essentially letting us know that a crop is prepared to grow there. And if it was raining right now, we wouldn't even have to do this. All of these little sticks would naturally be popping up. So boom, we've watered all of our plants. We could see that there's a little stick coming out of each little plot. Important to note that you could pull it out at any given time, but you're not going to want to do that. That's essentially going to stop all progress. Now that we have watered every single plot, we are going to go ahead and take garden lime, and we're going to go over and do the exact same thing. We're going to fertilize every location. And as we see, the soil changes color. It has a little white garden lime in there. Oh, we got some buds. Look at these zucchini go. Oh, it's stretching its wings. Watch, another one. Boom, another one right there. Come on. Pumpkin time. Pumpkin time. We're adding to the farming collection. Come in here. There we go. Boom. He's my helping hand. So important to note, when you'll know the crop is done when you go up to it, it says gather the crop. It's not just going to say gather. Check it out. Or pull out. Pull out versus gather the crop. Boom, I'm gathering it. An important note, right before it finishes, you can go up to it and apply disinfectant to the crop. And what that's going to do is it's going to make the crop last longer. It's going to go longer before it rots out. And once we get to this stage and we have the crop already grown, we're going to pull out this crop that was there, and it's going to give us plant material, which now we can use as fertilizer. And if we take our crop, whatever it is, into our hands and we drag a knife onto it, we can cut out the seeds. So technically, you can have a never-ending cycle of food if you just cut out the seeds of the item and then put them back. So now I could come back on and I could plant those again. I'm going to pull that out. I'm going to plant that again. I'm going to plant that again. And now this time, I'm going to use the plant material from the last cycle of plants to fertilize. So do you see how once you grow one crop, it is self-sufficient? It starts doing it for you. You don't even have to go any longer. Looks like we have tomatoes growing here. I'm just going to go over to it, gather tomato. I have 100 tomatoes. It's important to note that if you dry these items out, they're going to last longer, but they're not going to give you any water stat. So you can put these tomatoes on top of a stove, like up here in this, on the smoking section, and you could dry them out. It would make them last a lot longer, but it would take away all of their hydration stat, which vegetables do give you a lot of hydration stat. But normally you're doing this next to a well or a water source, and you can find some purifying tablets or something if you need water in another way. So it's not the worst, but you could dry out a bunch of zucchinis, or you could dry out a bunch of pumpkins, and you could be in a really good way with food for a long time. That's going to be it for this horticulture guide. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something. Use this out there. I could grow crops in like 20 seconds flat, it feels like, on official servers. You never really have to starve. You can go fishing, horticulture, so many different ways to do this. I care about you guys. Be good to each other out there, or don't.